Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at XRP, seeing what's going on. This coin is doing some fantastic stuff. We're going to talk about like kind of the bigger picture, retracement levels, as well as how much further this could and should go. And then we can also identify some smaller time frame pullback levels if you want to try to buy the dip if it were to happen. Again, I want to emphasize the word if. Just because it's overextended does not mean it's going to pull back, but it's definitely a possibility. Okay, so we'll talk about that and much more. So if you're new to the channel, thanks again for joining me here. If you are considering a new exchange, Blofin Exchange, I just partnered with them here recently. We're looking at a promo here until November 20th. Be sure to use the link down below for that. It's a really cool little benefit there. They give you some trial funds there for just for registering, and kind of a fun exchange, honestly. I like it a lot. It's just a good alternative to any kind of exchange that's kind of larger and more streamlined, I guess you could say. These guys are fantastic. They're fairly new. They're post FTX, so they're very highly compliant and absolutely good exchange to work with. Mainly partnered with them because we want to provide options for our U.S. members that have the whole KYC VPN requirements, kind of a mess sometimes here in the States. So good alternative to that, if you will. All right, so taking a look here at XRP, we're going to talk about this fair value gap here that is pretty sizable there. So from 62 to 65 cents, we have a potential gap there that is unfilled so far. Now keep in mind, if Bitcoin has a bad day, comes back down to 33 or just say 30,000, we'll probably see that get filled. If it doesn't happen, we probably don't want to expect that to have any type of effect on us, okay? So just want to be clear and straightforward here. This coin is taking off, absolutely doing very well. We've got a lot of volume consistently here. We saw a little bit of a sell-off over the weekend, but that just remained as a doji candle, and the price actually continued higher. So truth is, we're doing very good here. While there isn't a ton of volume at this newer price point, we're still looking pretty good with some key level support. So let's talk about that. What are the supports here for this level, this coin? Well, the common supports are 0.382, 0.5, and 0.618. We also have 0.236 here, but I'm not super convinced that's going to work as a support level. But if we do look at Elliott Wave, we can kind of see that the chances of the price pulling back to those levels, if this is the high, is fairly great. Because again, what goes up must come down, at least within reason. And commonly, we can see these ranges here are the most frequently retested. So just note, we're looking at 63 and about 60 cents is a round number here for the potential retracement levels. Again, is it a guarantee that's going to happen? No, I get the question a lot. There's a lot of other factors you want to consider, such as moving averages. Well, these moving averages are well behind us, so it's truly bullish. It doesn't really factor in too much on the larger timeframes. It factors in, of course, knowing that we are ascending this trend. This ascending trend is working well, and we're above that level. It's a good sign. But what happens, in this range here? Well, the best way to describe that or to understand it is to look at smaller time frames to see roughly where we're at here. And what we want to look at is some overextension here. We've hit a 9 plus 4. So we're somewhere in the range of about 50 to 60 hours of continuation in the same direction without correction. And when you do that, oftentimes the price will pull back a lot harder than you want it to if it goes up too fast, too quick. Now, this was a healthy continuation pattern from before, right? We got this nice little staircase. But this is a heck of a stair right here. So to take a big step up like that, you need to get a running start, right? And a lot of times you're going to fall on your face if you miss it. So you got to recognize the price could very well pull back aggressively. A lot of it hinges on Bitcoin doing well. I'm not saying that these are both paired exactly, right? Because a lot of times you can be inversely paired with certain coins. And in this case, the two aren't running symmetrical. But what we can summarize, though, is if Bitcoin has a bad day, alts are going to do so because Bitcoin dominance is extremely high. This is something I touch on within my Discord community too. I just want to kind of just make sure you kind of see this here, because Bitcoin dominance is up and the price of Bitcoin is up. Alts typically go down and they're not going down yet. Okay? But you got to note that when Bitcoin pulls back, it went to 34.4. Most altcoins were looking red, deep red. Okay? So just know it's all fun and games right now, and if Bitcoin gets hurt, then we're going to see alts probably dump and or drop pretty significantly. Okay? So again, just be mindful that's kind of the typical routine there. Is it a guarantee? No, of course not. I like to preface that and kind of let you know it's never a guarantee. I mean, look at the market right now, and that's just because Bitcoin's maintaining a 35,000. Okay? Imagine what happens if Bitcoin continues higher, right? So we're definitely in good shape. I'm not trying to get you scared at all. Just be mindful that a pullback from this coin would make more sense if Bitcoin does too as well. Let's look at a few other factors here. So RSI is well over 70. Obviously, we know that. Last time it was this high on the RSI. It's been some time. It was back, obviously, when the price ramped up with that lawsuit getting settled. Okay, so again, pretty significant stuff. The prior to that, we saw the price action very high right here, and it continued higher for a few more days and inevitably tapered off. So it makes sense that the price will taper off eventually soon here. But again, it has tremendous momentum, and with the amount of volume that we're seeing coming into this coin, there's no reason to try to short into it. So I get the question, quite frequently, hey, how do you determine when to short? A lot of times it's based on overextension and previous liquidity sweeps. And if we take a look at this here, we zoom in a little bit, there's not a ton of liquidity here for this coin, right? So really just implies that a lot of the value has already been swept. And while the price could pull back to these lower fair value gaps, it's not super common for it to pull back to those levels with this amount of volume. Okay? So again, I'm not saying to be a late long here at all, but if you're going to consider buying this coin, I would say sooner the better. Maybe add to your spot bag or whatever. Because again, this coin is continuing to progress and do some really cool stuff. So I think long-term picture, this coin is going to hit $1 easy, and we're going to be in a good position here for this coin relatively soon. So share with me down below. Let me know in the comments, what is your position? When did you get in? I'd love to hear that. If you could, help us grow the community. Like, subscribe, follow the whole 9 yards there. Greatly appreciate the support, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Truth is, though, there's no reason to short against this coin right now. Every indicator right now is letting us know that we're in good shape, minus being slightly overextended on the 4-hour time frame, which in history we've known it to continue for at least 72 hours. We're only about halfway through that phase. So I'd say if we're overextended this time tomorrow, definitely a consideration for a short, but for right now, still a little premature. Thanks again for watching. Hope this was helpful. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care.